great to be here. I'm so proud and excited to be part of the TED community. I've been attending TED for over 20 years. When I started figuring out how many days of my life I've spent as part of the TED audience, well over 100 inspired and frightened me. I also realized by watching so many TED speakers on the stage, I became an excellent critic. Was she good? Was she okay? Was it life-changing? Or just so-so? And then I thought, how many hours of my life have I been in the audience watching the speaker up here? And not only is it the amount of money that I paid to get in, is it worth it? Is the time worth it? So what I decided is, rather than being the judge and the critic, how can this help me? Let me shift the attention from the speaker on the stage to us in the audience. And the obvious way to understand the best way to experience being in the TED audience and making the most of it is thinking about cutting into a dobosh torta and eating a morsel. It's a little hard on top, and it takes a little bit of strategy and planning, but then making it a part of ourselves, it's wonderful and delicious. So for me, there are 3 exercises that I've been using to really strengthen my creativity, my curiosity, and for me to get the most out of my TED experience. The first, no matter how esoteric that speaker seems, something that you've never thought of before, and it has nothing to do with my life, I challenge my creativity and curiosity to find one way that this matters to me, or could matter to me, or could change my way of thinking. And it changes the way I listen to the talk because of how I'm relating it to myself. The second way is TED, unlike the TED Talks online, we have great discussion breaks. And I know there's a high likelihood of bumping into the speaker during the discussion break, and I have this wonderful opportunity that I don't want to waste, to ask a question. So the second thing that I do during every talk, whether it's my area or not, I think of, if I bump into the speaker, rather than saying, oh, that was great, what question can I ask? Even if I never ask that question, again, the process of exercising my curiosity enriches the talk and makes it more valuable to me. And the third benefit for us in the audience showing up here in person is the opportunity to meet someone else amazing who might not be on the TEDtalk.com website. So I make a commitment to myself from every TED, and I've been doing this for over 20 years, to follow up within 2 weeks with at least one person I met in the audience, send an email, call, follow up, go for coffee. Over the last 20 years, this has added up to a circle of friends and connections that I never could have anticipated. By taking TED Talks into me and internalizing them, I don't even realize how it affects my day-to-day just walking down the street. And not too long ago, I was walking down Vatsiutsa, and I saw what I had never seen before, this great design for a t-shirt. And the price, 1,000 forint, €3. And I thought, this is great, I'm going to buy one, I'm going to buy several. And all of a sudden, that TED Talk from 12 years ago popped up, and I remember listening to Bill McDonough, the co-author of Cradle to Cradle, who spoke about the circular economy. And foolishly, on the street in front of the store with a great bargain t-shirt, I saw a picture in my mind of a cotton plant in Uzbekistan, and someone picking the cotton, then spinning the thread, then weaving the fabric, then dyeing the fabric, then cutting the t-shirt, then sewing this t-shirt, and putting it on a ship, and then a dock worker taking it off, and getting it to Budapest. Me wearing it, getting rid of it, maybe in a garbage dump or recycling or something else. And I realized, can this be right? That €3 creates enough incentive and profit for that whole chain and that whole system. And these concepts, circular economy and the many other things that I heard for the first time at TED, have changed how I live my day-to-day life, how I work as an employee, a friend, a consumer, someone with their own home, someone who travels, and it's really so enriched my experience. So I encourage everyone else in the audience to spend a little bit of time with the strategy and the planning of how you cut through the day. Absorb the sweetness, make it a part of ourselves, feed the curiosity, and be fellow TEDsters, active listeners who are enriching our lives. Thank you.